Okay, so Kojima has received the Industry Icon Award, and following that, he gave us a new trailer for his new game, Death Stranding, which was something that was a mix of crazy, weird, mind-boggling, and awesome. All those things. Okay, so let's talk about the trailer first. Well, no, first let's talk about Kojima receiving his Industry Icon Award. So Jeff Keighley had, who was kind of like the host of the show, he talked about, a whole bunch of stuff beforehand, and then once, Kojima's segment started, he talked about Kojima and what he went through with Konami and all this, and it was just a whole lot of stuff, and how he was supposed to actually receive this award last year but couldn't come to the gaming event because of legal issues with Konami and all this shit. But aside from that, he just kind of gave a little speech about Kojima, and then Kojima came up to receive his award, and I thought it was really awesome because we don't know what happened yet with Konami and Kojima, so there's still like so much stuff up in the air with that. But regardless of what happened, I think to deny that man of his award, that was just really wrong. I mean, regardless of the way that Konami makes this seem as if like Kojima was sleeping with someone's daughter. Like, that's honestly how they make it seem, and just the way they went out of their way to do him so wrong. I read somewhere that they had, during the last 6 months of development, they had to put him on a separate floor from the rest of the team. He wasn't allowed to speak to anyone. He wasn't allowed to, I guess, do much of anything but just work in his own room for the last 6 months of the game. Completely shut off from the world, completely cut off from all the other employees, couldn't pass off any ideas or anything, and yeah. I just think that was so crazy. Like, they literally, it's almost like they had him in prison. It is really, really sad. But aside from all of that, Kojima came up, he received his award with honor, and then just gave us a new trailer. And it was crazy because after he had did his little speech, I was like, okay, that's it, now we can move on to something else. But then he said, I made something for you, please enjoy, or whatever. And I'm like, wait, what? A new trailer? Like, I was not expecting anything new from the game. The most I was expecting was during the PlayStation experience, where he would just, I guess, talk about the engine and all this. And I was not expecting anything new. But we get a trailer, and the trailer starts off with kind of like a shot looking at the ground. It's kind of similar to the first game, but you see like almost like a long shot of the ground, and then you see someone's foot just kind of step into the shot, and we see someone who is kind of like walking as if they're holding something. Character turns around, and it is Guillermo del Toro, and that was something that I caught on to immediately. Like, I seen him turn around, looked at him, and I was like, that's del Toro. That has to be. There's no way that's not. And you see him kind of look up. He looks up, and he's like, and then he's shocked, like he sees something that's shocking, and then he turns around and he moves even quicker, and we see he hugs like the back. Well, he kind of like hugs the back of a wall. And you can see him with like this kind of tube-like thing with a baby inside. Like, he turns the knob, and then there's a baby inside of it, which was weird. And also another thing I've noticed was that tube thing that he was holding, that little whatever it was, it had a strand, like an umbilical cord, that went from the bottom of the thing to inside of his pants, which looked very, very weird. If you pause it at the right moment, you can see it. But anyways, then we get the camera pans up, and you could also see like a upside down rainbow. You can see like airplanes, going back and forth that look like World War II kind of airplanes with strands. Also, like, they have these strings that Kojima keeps talking about. They're on them, and they're just flying back and forth. And then we see a tank with intestines on it that are falling off with like this black ooze-like substance that is also rolling off of the tank. This makes no sense, I know, but this is what's actually in the trailer. It's crazy, but it's awesome. And then we see like World War II soldiers that are just skeletons. They're not even actual people. They're just skeletons, which is even more weirder. And they're actually sporting legitimate World War II era type equipment, the guns and all. And then after that, we see Del Toro kind of like go into this tunnel. He stops. He's about to go in, but he stops. And then we see like this little doll with a missing hand. Like, it's almost similar to Snake because it has a missing hand, a missing eye, and a shrapnel in his head. And then the long shot goes over, and then we see like this elite squad just kind of come out of the dark. You see, I think it was 5 men, I believe. And then you see the guy, and this is the thing, this is what got me. They did a close-up of the squad leader. It was very apparent who was the squad leader. And I'm like, that's Mads Mikkelsen. There is no way that is not Mads. From the moment they like did a close-up before he took the goggles off, I'm like, that's Mads Mikkelsen. I'm 100% positive. I know it is. I wish I could have did a reaction because I called it as soon as I see him. And so he removes the goggles and then they just kind of like disappear off his head, which is really, really weird. And it does it similar to the way that the skulls from MGS5 kind of like evaporate, or kind of like, you know how Quiet does that kind of weird thing where she'll teleport somewhere and you can see her, like, you see her skin and her flesh and then like you see her whole body. That's kind of similar to how Mads Mikkelsen's character does that. Like it's really MGS5 like. But anyways, you see Mads Mikkelsen's character and he doesn't say anything. No one talks at all in this trailer. And all he does is he moves his hand like this, and then like his squad just kind of rolls out, and it's really cool. And they also have the strands, like everything has strands to them. Everything, I've noticed that. Like even his characters, and like his character and his men also have them, and you get to see them like they just roll out, like they just go. And one thing that I've noticed was that Mads Mikkelsen's characters, Mads Mikkelsen's character has modern gear, like, you know, modern weaponry and all this and that, gadgets, equipment and all that, but his men have World War II type of equipment, which is really cool and really weird because I'm like, why? Okay, like why does his whole army, it seems, have World War II equipment, but yet he has modern gear? That's so cool and weird to me. I don't know. From what we know though is that Mads Mikkelsen will be playing the antagonist in the game, and characters will be playing as Norman Reedus' character, which is the protagonist. So much in the air. I don't know. The game just looks amazing. I mean, it just oh my god, the graphics, and the trailer was actually running at 4K on the PS4 Pro. Oh man, it just looks so nice. I mean, from the long shots, the cinematography, from the character models, the textures, the eyes, man, the eyes looked really good. When at the end of the trailer, where they do like a really long close-up on Mads Mikkelsen's character, you could really see like that, just his eyes, they look so real. And one cool thing that Kojima mentioned was that he also mentioned that he's not going to modify Norman's face or Mads Mikkelsen's face, because I guess he wanted us to actually, like, we're going to actually have the legitimate actors in the game. And I think that is so cool, because with today's technology, I mean, you can make them look like the actual characters. So we're actually going to be seeing the real, should I say, Daryl Dixon and the real Mads Mikkelsen, or Hannibal Lecter. So I think that's awesome. And Del Toro, while I think he said, well, I know he said that he's not going to be in the game, but because he has so much other projects that he's working on right now, but he is going to have like the whole facial capture and also have like the body capture. So we're gonna be able to physically see Del Toro, but we're not going to be actually hearing his voice. So he's gonna do all the facial and body stuff, but he's not gonna be voice acting any of the characters at all. So it is what it is. But I just think it's pretty cool that we're getting some pretty awesome actors. It looks like it's shaping up to be really good. Of course, it doesn't tell us anything. It's like the unknown just gets better and better every single time it's shown to us. But I'm predicting that E3 2017, we're going to actually see some legitimate gameplay. I'm calling it right now. E3 next year, we're going to see some actual gameplay. So yeah, that's it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Really helps the channel grow. And let me know what you think about Death Stranding and all these awesome games that are coming out right now at the Game Awards that were announced. Also, some stuff that was announced at the PlayStation Experience. Let me know all that, and I will see you guys later. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And as always, have a great day.